guys and welcome back to my channel. My name's Nicole and here on Wee Mama I do lots of motherhood, lifestyle, cleaning and organisational type of videos. So if you like that kind of thing, I would love it if you could stick around and subscribe. Today's video is going to be my 22-week pregnancy update. This is my second baby. My first baby's little boy. He is now just over 1 year old. And we found out that we were expecting back in December of 2019. So there's going to be a 21-month age gap because this little one is due in September 2020. We currently don't know what we're having. We've just opted to have a little surprise, as was my first one. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So I currently use an app called Ovia. I used it with my first pregnancy and I've just kept it on my phone ever since. It's really nice because it shows you like the handprint and a footprint of how your baby's growing and also like what size like fruit they are that month, and it just tells you all like the all-round development about the baby and about you. So at 22 weeks this baby is around the size of a corn on the cob. They are also developing all the hair around their body, which is called lanugo, I think, and it's just what they get coated in while they're in the water in the amniotic sac. Apparently now they're getting a sense of balance in the womb, and also their little fingernails are rapidly growing. As for me, I've not had any heartburn this pregnancy. I didn't with my first either. I don't really get heartburn anyway, so I don't really know what's to expect if I did have it. I know it's just like acid reflux. Obviously it's supposed to be quite painful and uncomfortable, but I've not experienced any of that so far in any of my pregnancies. By now my bump is starting to really just grow. From when I look down from my point of view, it just seems really quite big, but then from the side on it doesn't really look like, it just looks like my normal belly. My belly button hasn't changed, it's still an innie. By this point sometimes some other women, their belly buttons start to go push outwards. I've not had that yet. Bump is definitely quite low down, I'd say. I can't quite remember with Didier. I thought he was always quite low, but this one seems quite low as well. But at the same time high. It's really, really strange to describe it. At the bottom of my abdomen, like just above like my crotch area, all this like skin is starting to get really hard sometimes. It's not uncomfortable, but yeah, it just starts to get, sometimes it's just really like normal belly, but sometimes now it's starting to just get quite hard. So when my husband like puts his hand on my belly to feel the baby, it can be quite hard. I've had no swelling yet. I don't really think I had any in my first pregnancy. I don't quite remember it. I think towards the end, I think my hands did. They would just go like, my ring would feel really loose sometimes and then it would just go back to normal. I can't say that I've noticed anything so far, but maybe in future updates there will be a lot of swelling. I just noticed that my hair is a lot thicker. I've literally just washed it, so it's a bit scraggly, messy. I've not styled it, but it's definitely getting thicker. I know that some people suffer with like the hair loss. I've not had that yet. Mine just seems to be getting a bit more just, yeah, really heavy and thick. Even though I'm only 22 weeks, I am starting to find it quite uncomfortable when I walk. Not in the sense of aches and pains, but more that if we go on a really long walk, which we are at the moment, that we are currently in lockdown in the UK, so I'm having to spend all this time at home. If I go on our daily walk, if I usually tend to need a wee before we go, and then halfway through my walk, I instantly need to wee again, and obviously I can't go for a wee anyway, and it just becomes so painful, and I just feel a lot of pressure down in my abdomen when I do walk. Along with always needing a wee on a walk, I have hit that stage already where I just constantly need to wee. I will literally come upstairs for a little wee, and then by the time I've been downstairs for 15 minutes, I'm like dying for a wee again. It's so frustrating. I remember this happening with my other pregnancy, but it was a lot later on, the 22 weeks, and that's one thing that I have noticed with this pregnancy, is that a lot of symptoms that I had with my first pregnancy have just happened a lot early on. Like, they've just been a lot more intense than the first time around, from memory anyway. Something that has really helped me with that is baby, like prenatal yoga. I have never been into yoga, I've never done it before. I'm just not a very exercise fit person. I avoid exercise whenever possible, but I really just gotten into it during this lockdown. It's just something to focus on, like a way to move. And I really like the pregnancy yoga because they encourage you to take naps, and I'm all for that. So I literally just went onto YouTube and I just found some 10-minute prenatal second trimester beginner yoga, and I've just saved a few to a playlist, and now I'm up to doing about 30 minutes of a yoga class, and I love them. I've even bought myself a mat now, and I am 100% converted, and I really hope to continue after baby's born. So it's really good for stretching. They show you stretches to do before bed. I never looked into that with my first pregnancy, and I am really happy that I found that during this pregnancy. I found that it's really helped like my hips and yeah, just overall stretching comfort really. Might be a bit TMI, but my libido is completely the same. I know that some people literally have no interest in it at some points, other people can't get enough. I don't really think that I've changed in that sense at all at the moment. And also, while we're on TMI, I know that it's very common to get a lot of constipation, and I've not experienced that yet. I think I did towards the end of my last pregnancy, but fingers crossed that's not going to happen this time. As for cravings, with my first pregnancy, I just craved fizzy Fanta, like a Fanta tropical fruit twist it was called, and I don't really drink soft drinks, so that was one of the first signs for me, is that I just became obsessed with this fruit drink. And also the ice lolly twisters, I literally ate them by the box full. And that was really early on, around 8 to 12 weeks I think it was. This time round I haven't had hardly any cravings up until about 21 weeks, and I've literally just wanted to eat bars of chocolate. In my first pregnancy with Didier, I couldn't stand it. The smell, the sight, the touch of it, I just completely went off chocolate. This time around, I've had to have a word with myself because I've realised that I ate like 3 huge bars of chocolate, like 3 times in a row at night with a cup of tea, got on the sofa and demolished a whole bar of chocolate. I'm more of a savoury person as well, so if I have a bit too much chocolate, I always know when to like put it away because I can just get really sickly of it quite quick. Not anymore. I can literally devour like a whole bar. I'm obsessed with the Cadbury's Marvellous chocolate bar. It's like got popping candy, Smarties, jelly beans in it, and this baby cannot get enough of that chocolate bar right now. My nesting instincts, they have kind of kicked in. We're obviously in lockdown, so I'm cleaning and just tidying up as we go anyway. This time in my pregnancy last year, I wasn't really interested in nesting. I think it was when I hit around like the 34, 35 week mark, and then I also found Mrs. Hinge and I just became obsessed, and I was cleaning my kitchen cupboards at like 3 o'clock in the morning. My husband was like, "What are you doing?" So I haven't quite hit that stage yet, but I'm looking forward to it because I love a bit of organising and cleaning. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this update. It's just been a bit of a strange time really that we are experiencing this pregnancy in lockdown. The last appointment I went to, I had to go on my own without my husband, which was quite sad. Like, he didn't get to see the scan or the heartbeat. Unfortunately, you know, my husband's already done that. This isn't our first time round. And like some others who, you know, they're pregnant for the first time and their husbands can't, or partners can't even see their babies for the first time. That's so sad. The other sad thing is that like we can't see our family members. Like my mum hasn't seen my bump, like her grandson. So it's just a really strange, unknown time at the minute. But yeah, hopefully this lockdown will be over soon. We can't wait to go and plan a family camping trip for August. Hopefully this lockdown will be over by then, and we're gonna have a few camping trips with me and my husband and my son. We're just getting a lot of time for just ourselves, a lot of memories before this other little baby comes along. We were planning on going on like our first big, you know, like airplane holiday abroad, where we were going to go to Greece with Didier and take him to the beach, and obviously that's not going to happen this time round in lockdown. We'll have to do that with 2 next year and just make the most of this British summer, hopefully in a few weeks. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one for my 24-week update. Bye!